So let's start. So hi all, welcome to Layer 5's website meeting. Today is 17th of April. And if you haven't added your name in meeting minutes, make sure you add your name. I'll just quickly send the meeting minutes again in chat. And let me just take a quick look to the participants list. So I don't think we have a newcomer today. So I'll just say, so if you are a newcomer, join this call for the first time, feel free to say hi and give a quick introduction. So we don't have any newcomers today, and we are like slightly less on topic for the layfi.io website, but we have a pretty decent agenda for docs and meshery.io. So with that, yeah, hi Ibuka.
I should introduce myself, right?
Yeah, sure. Feel free to introduce.
Okay, so I'm Ibuka. I'm a software developer, and yeah, I'm new to what do you call it, the community. So I just joined to know what's going on.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Ibuka, nice to meet you. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah, very good. I heard the Nigeria. Yeah, okay, yeah. Wait, I heard the Nigeria part, but did you say something more specific?
I said Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos,
yeah,
Nigeria.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Man, there's a bunch of folks here from Lagos, and less from many of the rest of the countries outside of Nigeria. But good. Another Nigerian. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome to the call, Ibuka. So let's move ahead with today's agenda item. So first on top of the list, we have Udit's topic on fix of carousel dots in mobile view. So Udit would like to give an update. Thank
you. Hi Gaurav, Ojas this side. So I have been working on the
Yeah, Ojas, would like to introduce, or you are giving introduction? Okay, I think Udit is sharing screen. So,
am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Yep, Ojas, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm Ojas Singh. I'm currently learning and working as a backend engineer for few of my friends' startup, and I've been also contributing to meshery from last few months, and this is my second PR on which I'm working. And this time I've been working on the active hover tab on meshery docs. So I have done completing the setup of docs on my local machine, and as I am seeing that I have to do a active tab on the docs sidebar nav, and I have a few doubts regarding where I have to put the JS codes in the structure. If you can help in that, it will be helpful.
Yeah, sure. That's great. I see you have a topic on docs.meshery.io. So yeah, we'll definitely cover your topic and we'll resolve your doubts.
Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, Udit, you can continue with your update.
Yeah, so there was one bug that was reported that in a carousel you would see that the dots are overlapping with the items. So I just basically fixed this bug by you can see I added the overflow thing. So whenever there is some extra thing, you can just scroll it. Now the one issue that I feel is that I don't generally see this kind of overflow in any carousel. So I was thinking maybe I could implement my own carousel because I think we are using a library which I don't think we are using anywhere else. This is the only place we are using, and I think we also worked on improving the performance of the website. So if we can just reduce using the external websites and just rely on like building custom solution about like small thing, because we are not implementing something which is very too complex in a carousel. So I'll be just in my next year I'll be just replacing this with my own carousel, and also making sure that we don't have like overflow, and maybe we can have the dots will appear like it would move based on the size of the item. So I just wanted to confirm that if I should remove this or is it required. That's why you added this.
Yeah, Udit, well, are there a handful of places where we're using that on the Layer 5 IO website?
No, currently only at this place only one.
That's it, huh? Okay. So we have a couple of other carousels that we're using then. I wonder if they wouldn't work well here.
Hmm. Okay, I think this may be the carousel value that we are using.
Yeah. By the way, Udit, you are almost not audible. You don't have a different microphone setup or something that you can use, do you?
Am I audible now?
That's better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, sorry, I was using my headphones mic.
Nice. Yeah. So we've got so it sounds like that particular carousel, we're having an issue with it. We can't, we're only using it in one place. So probably it needs to go. As you look for a replacement, you're thinking of potentially just writing a custom component. At the same time, as you think about that, we generally want to seek to reuse first, or see if there's something else that'll help save us some time or that we can add to. The React Slick carousel, it hasn't been the most friendly to us either. We spent a lot of time on trying to style it. We use it in a few places. Do you think it would work potentially as a replacement here?
Yeah, I can also do that here, but I have not seen other carousel like what are the exact thing which are using. But like this thing is pretty normal. I think that we can easily replace with our own carousel. So if there is not any complex use case that we are using React Slick for, I think we can replace them all with our custom thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that is it's an opportunity. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It's here I would suggest this to first try to replace that carousel that's causing problems with React Slick, since we're using it other places. I think the statement that you made is probably quite true, is that, hey, we don't really have advanced use cases for the Slick carousel for that component. That it is probably true that we could replace it with a custom component without too much trouble. There's some variability in the too much trouble part. It is like inevitable that there's this long tail of bugs and refinements that occur we go to bring in something new, and it takes a long time. And it's not that work is too much or that it takes too long. It's in part, it comes at an opportunity cost for other things that, well, you might be working on, like the Docker extension UI, which I've got listed as an agenda item. It comes at a price. And so if the React Slick doesn't do what we're asking it to do, then we would have to look to create a custom component for the entire site.
Okay, so I'll just first try the React Slick library that we are using.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be good. And so.
Yep. Cool. Thank you for your update, Udit. Yeah, and I also looked at one more. So we might give it a try. It's a Gatsby compatible. So Gatsby image background slider. So that might work. But yeah, we definitely need to give it a thought and a try. I'll share the link of this in chat. So again, thanks Udit. So next up we have an update from Shivam or Saksham on add user images to inline testimonials.
Hi everyone. I had raised an issue regarding adding images to the testimonials that are inline. And so here's what Saksham has achieved till now. So I suggested him to add the image uh, in line with the text, not so that the text and the name of the person and the image should be in a row rather than a column. So, if anyone has any other suggestion here, they can feedback. If this seems fine.
No, yeah, Shivam, you're right. The person's profile image and then their name and title, that they should be horizontally aligned. They should be in the same row. Yeah, you're right. Are you calling for volunteers to help with that? Is that what's happening?
No, actually, I was asking just for feedback so that I can direct Saksham to that. He's working on it currently. He's not available on the call for some reason.
Does anyone else think that it should remain as is, or does everyone agrees that it should be in one row? Perfect. Okay, good. Let's go with that. It's not really a good question. Like, it should be in one row, like, very clearly. So yeah. Good. Right.
Thank you. Any other? Okay.
Yeah, Shivam, what else you got for us, huh? You have other items today?
No, currently I opened 3 issues and one issue was resolved, and the other 2 are being worked on. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to do something about your microphone potentially. I know it's just difficult for everybody to hear. So you opened up 3 other issues, calling for, are these help wanted issues? Things that you want to introduce?
Yeah, well, actually, these are all already being worked on by contributors.
Got you. Okay, very good. And then last week, if I recall, you were tracking a wrapping up of some mesh map pages and some work that Shravanti and Avi were doing.
Yeah, it's on the mesh map design page. This and I'm working on the animation, not this one. At the bottom, I've added the GIFs, and I also received a suggestion of in the mobile view to reduce the padding. So I'll add that, and I'm also almost finished on the animations. So I'll add them as well. That will be a combined PI.
Nice. And then any further thought about the background color of the deck or of the cards themselves?
The background color, like on the mobile view, we have the gradient as the background color, but where we have a static solid color as the background color. So like I'll see like whatever suits the animation more, whatever helps it make more clear, we can go with that.
Got you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Does anybody, by the way, everybody that's on the call and can see this screen that's being shared, this particular interactive component, this deck of cards, if you will, it allows users to rotate through and help them explore one of the projects, the mesh map project, and shows them different features about the project. So pretty cool component overall. I think so between Shivam and Avi, I don't think Avi's on the phone, but he'd put a lot of time into it. And my question to you all is, well, any thoughts about the colors being used either in the deck of cards on the right-hand side or the center one? There might be some low contrast happening for the text that's in the deck of cards that build the bridge, and then as well as the text that's in the main card. That's one thought. I'm curious for everyone else's thoughts as well. We're going over this. Is there a different color that you all think might work better? Certainly our brand colors involve a couple of shades of green. So those get used a lot, maybe too much. There's a whole set of brand colors on the brand page, but another question for you all to consider is, do you see the width of the main card or the open card? It is nice and wide, so you can get a decent sized graphic or decent sized image inside of the open card, while at the same time there's a little bit of Shivam, if you scroll up the page, so this particular page, it is a full width page, so it doesn't necessarily have gutters on the left or the right. And so as a user scrolls down, they're scrolling down a full width page. They come to like that the second section. It doesn't necessarily have gutters, but it doesn't full bleed up to the edges. Okay. If you scroll to the third section, it's kind of a similar thing. It's pretty wide, but it has some margin on the sides. Okay. And then if you go to the fourth section with the cards, I don't know. There's something that strikes me a little slightly askew about this side, but I don't know if others have thoughts. I mean, one thing that it feels weird to me that it goes off to the left as much as it does. It's just, and now that could just be me, and we don't have to necessarily do anything about it. But if we did do something about it, you see how high the deck of cards are? They're a little bit taller collectively than the individual open card is. If that open card was made a little bit taller, that would give it maybe some room to squeeze back down in terms of its width, so that it might come closer to being in the center or being not expanding past the heading and subtitle that are in the section. I don't know, it would also give it a more symmetric feeling so that the deck of cards isn't taller than the other one. Do other people have, these are just observations. Yeah, go ahead.
Lee, if we can give it like a circular type thing, like when we put few of the deck cards on the left side also, so it will give it like a circular or cyclic way. Like when when the decks will switch, the cards will also shuffle on both the sides. It will give you a look of something like a circular thing, like moving one file to another deck kind of thing. So this left side space, which is quite not blending with the background, it is kind of a blank, whole left panel is kind of blank there.
Yep, I get you. Yeah, it makes sense. Not necessarily a discard pile like you might have if you're doing a card game, but just two piles of cards on one on either side, and the ability to maybe pull from one or the next, or maybe always pull from one side. And that's an interesting idea to explore.
Yeah.
Feel free to. I think you'll end up with, there's a couple of challenges that you'll need to solve, which is, do they just rotate one way? Do they rotate? Do they allow people to pull from one side or the next? And just how to help the user understand that when they've looked at them all, because they might, right now it's a forced rotation, So whether they try to grab it and pull it out, or they just click it, or they try to swipe it, doesn't really matter. It's just, it's a one-way rotation. Now we don't colorize when someone has seen it here, but maybe that's something to consider. At least in this way, they just click, 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 click. They rotate through, and eventually they start seeing the same content, so they know they've seen it all. But that would be something to consider if there's a second deck. How do they know? If it's a single rotation that's happening, a single circular rotation, does one stack get bigger, the other one get smaller, and can they only go one way, or can they reverse? And so it's an interesting idea to explore.
Yeah, it will give it like a infinity kind of look, like the gates are the both side decks are continuously changing its level. Like at one time on left side there are three, and on right side two, or maybe on left side two and right side three, according to the switch of the deck, current deck.
Nice, cool. Anybody have an idea about, that's great. Anybody have an idea about the colors or comments on the colors?
Regarding the color of text that is rendering on the light, the card which is the main card which is rendering, I guess we have to look for anything dark, because regarding, I guess, lighthouse, it will fail on that particular part. And I just wanted to check how does it look on mobile devices. Okay, like I guess Shivam is okay. I guess it looks a bit odd regarding the images that gets a bit squished between, like, below the text.
Totally. Yeah, you can't, they're too small to see. Yeah, the cards need to like bleed beyond the page potentially, but yeah, they less padding internally. The cards need to be wider, and that'll hopefully make it so that the image is visible. Yeah, good. So with the skinny width of the card here, those that have the linear gradient in the background, they do present a higher contrast for the white text, which is, I think, helpful to the reader. Yeah, and it's nice they can navigate kind of, either way that they want to. They can grab and slide. There's a couple of final enhancements to be done to tie it off. But so in light mode, yeah, this is what it looks like. Okay, in light mode, yeah, it's quite pretty as well. Yep, I wonder if there isn't something other than green. I don't know. Somebody might have some ideas. So that's great. Shivam, anything else that we should critique you and Avian?
I think is welcome if you have any idea.
Yeah, I have one. So how are we progressing with implementing a real Cytoscape canvas with style nodes and other features over here?
Yes, I was currently not focused on this for past few days, and I also like discussed with you regarding the problems that were being faced. And after the discussion we had, I was not able to get through them. So maybe we can have another discussion and get this.
Yeah, sure. We can discuss and resolve the items. Cool. Thank you for your update, Shivam. So next up, we have a topic from Melsonic, Madhurjya. So hi, Madhurjya. Would like to share?
Hi, am I audible?
Yep, you are.
Yes, let me
Yep, Melsonic, we can see your screen, so you can share. We are not able to hear you.
Cool. Let's move on to the next until
Yep.
he's got his audio figured out.
So next we have items on docs.meshery.io. So Ojas would like to go forward.
Sure. Give me a minute. Okay?
All right, next.
So next we have you, Lee, on feature description for Docker Compose apps.
All right.
I'll open this one.
Cool. Great. And do we know, is there an open question on this one? Someone commented. Cool. All right. So is Mithil on? If not, then I can describe this briefly in case someone else wants to pick it up. Just to be forthright, Mithil isn't capable of working on this, so it didn't make sense to assign him just yet. As he progresses in his skill set, maybe he can take it on. This is, I think, just an open help request, open help wanted issue on, in meshery docs. So in meshery docs, we don't describe one of meshery's features. And one of its features is the ability to import a Docker Compose file, Docker Compose app, just your Docker Compose.yaml file. It will import it and convert it to a Kubernetes manifest. Manifest. So
Melsonic, I think he's back. We can hear him loud.
That's great.
So can I start now?
In about 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So to finish up this, if somebody wants to work on this, this is help wanted for a documentation issue in meshery docs. I was just describing the feature. It's quite simple. Users can import their Docker Compose app using meshery CTL or meshery CLI. And so, yeah, it just converts the Compose app to a Kubernetes file, to a Kubernetes manifest, and then people can use meshery to deploy it onto Kubernetes instead of Docker. So is anybody interested in grabbing this one?
Really, I'll do it.
All right, Karan. Very good. All right, over to Madhurjya.
Is it visible?
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, for $2.
Okay. So basically this PR started with removing the space between this icon and this space. So after that, in a previous meeting, someone suggested that there were a lot of spaces in the bottom, so we can hide the submenu items. So after that, I implemented this, like we can hide the submenu items on hover on this this is a class. We have HR class, so we can show that in the code. Where this? Yeah, this one. So this is a class. So what I did was I set a use state hover. So on mouse over this component. So I did. I set the hover to true so that we can see this submenu items, and on mouse out. So I set this to false so that it becomes the display to none. Hello.
Yeah, looks good. Looks like you watched last calls live stream. That's great. So feedback for Melsonic.
Like one more thing I want to add, that like I for this icon I added my I created an icon in Inkscape and I added that, and but Nikhil told me to change it because the website was using React icons, but I found that for my perspective that was looking better than this. Can I show that also?
Yeah, sure. If you would.
I that one. So this was the result of that one. So you guys can compare and tell me what looks better, and accordingly I will set the PR.
Yeah, the former one looks better to me, but yeah,
This one,
folks
right?
can provide feedback. Nope, the former one.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually the final one.
So any
There is
comments
any
for
suggestion from your side?
Yeah. So by the way, the point of the issue or the point of the thing that you're working on is to try to get those featured menu items, like the two here. One of them is meshery, the other one is mesh map. The point of what you're trying to work on is to like stop giving them so much space. Basically, there's too much space inside of the menu.
Yeah. Yes.
Which causes them to, and so the approach that you're taking is to make create a sub menu system within this
No,
mega menu.
that was there already. Actually, the items, the submenu items didn't have this step line to true. So what I did, if the step line is true, I didn't hide the items, and if that is false, so I hide that items. So this was not created. This was there already. I just filtered them out.
Gotcha. So so you filtered out the SEP lines?
Yes. According to the step line said that true, so I filtered it accordingly.
Okay. So just for reference for everyone else, if you show the current site,
like the live site.
Yeah. And then just to sort of reiterate what you're saying is like, hey, there was existing functionality within this mega menu that
yes, that is the current one. There are a lot of space here in between, and this is the final one.
Yeah, and so you're saying, hey, the mega menu that we're using now already has the ability to expand and collapse its menu items, and but it more or less it just wasn't being used. And do you recall that were those carrots there, those upside down arrows, were those
sorry?
Yeah, were those previously, or is those part of the existing framework, or are those new?
Yes, it was from React icons.
Yeah, but were they part of the existing framework, or are those new?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
I didn't install them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's
That
not a
was
yes or no
previously.
question. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, I have a hard different. Let me ask it a different way. You'd said, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. Forget it. Great, nice work. Anybody else have any feedback? Everybody. So if you go ahead and expand, like, I don't know, hover on service mesh, if you would, that menu. So, all right. So two of the menus are expanded here. If you expand Nighthawk as well, is it expandable? No.
No. There is no submenu items under Nighthawk.
Okay. So do you know why we're showing the faucet, the toggle
Actually,
faucet?
I did this because the shape line was true in the Nighthawks. So I need to set it false if I have to do that.
Yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, we're indicating to the user that there's something more and there's not. And
Yes,
so,
we can show that this is primary menu item. So we have this icon, and this the submenu items that are secondary, that doesn't have this icon.
nice. So if you notice, the height of this is, I think, about the same height as what the current version of the site has.
Yes, yes.
And
On hovering, if we don't hover on that, it is like compact.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
If you go back to the current version of the site for just a moment. All right. So do you see, like, actually the thing? So this is, this is not ideal because there's too much vertical white space and the padding, it looks off. And so this is what you're trying to address. And
Yes.
Actually, when you go back to the solution that you're providing, whether the submenu, the expand collapse feature is utilized or not, when you expand all of the left-hand side menus, if you go ahead and do that, this mega menu height should be about the same as it currently is, because it's the same number of menus.
It is the same because it is displaying all the items.
Yeah. So actually the issue, the very specific issue to fix is it looks like it's fixed irrespective of whether or not we use expand and collapse. Because you see on the right-hand side how much better the two featured items are.
Yes.
That's what we're really looking for, actually. Like irrespective of whether or not we expand and collapse, it's the right-hand side that you've done well, it seems, and that part we should go forth with for sure. And then whether or not that we expand and collapse.
It is at the center, whether or not we like collapse or it is at the center only because it is changing the height. So that's why we see the change in the position.
Cool. Can we start with that? Can you PR just that change for the two featured items? And then let's circle back with a second PR to discuss a little bit more about some of the items that need to be wrapped up in terms of the show hide.
So I need to create a new PR for that.
Or take out your code, either way.
Yes, we can do that also.
Yeah, because the critical item is the two things on the left, like getting those center aligned. That's the critical item. And then, yeah, let's follow up with the second one because there's more feedback to give you on the left-hand side.
Yes.
And so I don't want to give it now because I'm going to actually try adding a trans. Never mind. Yeah, when you open it up, I'll give you some more feedback. That's great.
Okay.
It's nice.
Thank you, melsonic.
Thank you, Gaurav.
So next up we have a call for volunteers from Vivek. So do we have Vivek? Yep.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
If you will please go to the link, Vivek. Yes, sorry, if you will please go to the link. Yes, so this is an issue specifically in Safari, like the bullet points and the search results aren't on the same line. And then contributor Vikas was working on it. He has done some similar stuff in this area, but he seems to be busy. So any one of you who has access to Safari and would like to work on it, you can comment down in the issues comments or other signal it here. Gaurav, are you saying something like we are not able to hear you? You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was on mute.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for making a call for volunteers, Vivek. So next, let's move to meshery.io items. So first up, we have Sudhanshu on configuration of help-modal.
on the configuration of help-modal, there were some dark mode issues there.
Sudhanshu, your voice is too low. If you could.
And now you can hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. So actually, there was some dark mode issues earlier, and that configuration, this system, this was not also looking good, as we can see here. So I've worked on that and make something like this, copied and just like made it good UI. Secondly, I've added a model here, same model to here note as a note, easily import this design into meshery. So which is like solving this issue that he has created actually here. So it was having some more issues, bugs that I've resolved as Vivek like pointed out, that it was not visible in light mode. So I worked on that, and I've changed the pixels to them, and yeah, there was some issue that worked on. Has some feedback or any suggestions?
Yeah, shoot, I'll show you a couple of quick ones. Well, there's a bit too much green happening in the modal that comes up. The copy icon, if you were to use the same styling as the copy icon that's used on the get started section or the getting started section, I think that'll take care of you. And then I'll wait for you to, yeah, there you go. Actually, that copy is a little bit off, that icon.
Yeah, that Gaganpreet has pointed at it.
Yeah. Is this oh geez. Is
Yeah,
this just part of your PR?
No, it was not actually. But I'll make this.
Yeah. Do you know how that thing got merged? And I'm gonna have to go.
Yes. That was an PR from Chino. And yes, so that caused it.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if we just don't need to revert just that PR or but anyway, yep. Okay, good. So it sounds like we're tracking that fix. Anyway, the coloring though is white, and that works for the light mode. In dark mode, it probably still works because the black terminal area still has a white icon. So yeah, if you change the copy icon to white, we'll be good to go on your modal. The other item in your modal is your modal. I mean, just in that modal is the title bar. If it were to change from green to, gray or something else, anything, basically is any
heading like which you are referring.
Yeah, if you click on import this design item, which by the way, the title bar. Yeah, if we change that, like the color of the background to something else, not green, too much green. It's hard to believe you can get too much green, but you can. And so let's not change it now, but yeah. The other thing to be aware of is if you exit right here on this page where we have the download button and the copy URL, those two buttons are using Caribbean green or a certain color of green. It's a little bit lighter. And then the color of this isn't your issue necessarily, but since you're in there, maybe you might address it. And that is that the color green that's being used for the hyperlink, import this design item, is a different green. And I think that's the Keppel green. And so if we were consistent between the action color, yeah, that'd be helpful. If you scroll down a little bit, I'm curious what color is being used in okay, so yeah, all of the hyperlinks are using that green. And it isn't so much that one green is necessarily better than the next, but just the consistency is important.
But it's actually in the whole, wherever we will find this hyperlink with this color.
Yep.
So
yeah, across the whole site is what you're saying, I think.
Yeah, so then I have to just then you have to just convert whole site's hyperlink color.
Nice.
That could be, I think, we can make another issue for that. formatting.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Get her done. Also, shove your microphone down your throat so we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hello, Sudhanshu. Like, I have this one pointer here.
Yeah.
Yes, like, are you giving any thoughts to, the comments that I've made? Like, we already
Yeah,
have copying codes function. Okay, good then.
I've already addressed.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we missed Ojas previously. So Ojas would like to give an update now if you are able to share your screen. Cool. So let's move to next item. That's by Sheikh Ahmad. Okay, Ojas is sharing.
So hi, I've been working on active hover tab on meshery.docs, and what I've been thinking that just a second. Sorry, I am new to Zoom, so I can't see all the controls here.
Okay, in the top right hand corner, you will be having an option like to, disappear the menu that you're getting. So you can switch tabs there. Same happened with me too.
Thank you. So I've been working on the active hover tab, and here what I'm saying that we can do one thing. We can get all the links coming on the side nav bar in a loop, and then we will run a check which loop is which URL is coming on that href attribute, and if the link will match with the side nav bar of the href link, then we can put it in a active hover tab, and we can then design that active hover tab with the css, like we can give it a green color, the official color of the brand. What do you say?
Will that not make the site slow? Like you're running loop every time you reload a page?
It will actually. So I've been thinking on getting some more ideas on that.
Yeah.
This is, so if anyone can give more suggestions on that.
Yeah, or just let's take this conversation to Slack
Okay.
and let's get you an answer.
Okay, so thank you.
So next we have an update from Subedy on adding author info to individual catalog item.
Yeah, just a minute. Okay, so this issue is regarding did I paste the issue link on the thing? Oh, no. Okay, so I'll quickly open that also. Okay, so when users make their designs on mesh map, they have the ability to publish their designs in this particular catalog. So when you click on any one individual catalog, we get this page where we get a description of what the pattern does, and then we get a download link and a URL link for this particular design or patterns. So what we want now is that we want the name of the author, like who made this design, and the name of the author in this particular page. So that is what is required by, like, what stated in this issue. So to do that, I will be, there needs to be a change, there's a few changes in the workflow that currently fetches catalog content. I'll do that by tonight, so that we have author name and all the designs that we have currently. And after that, you can start implementing, start implementing the same in this particular page. So yeah, so what I'm asking is for volunteers who are willing to take up this task. You can do it right now or comment on this issue, and I can get you a sign.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for making a call for volunteers, Aditya. So anyone wants to pick this issue right now? You can signal now in Zoom chat. Okay, Vivek has raised the hand, so cool. Let me share my screen again. So next up we have an item from Sumit. So do we have Sumit on the call? Nope. So let's review his item. Okay, so it's an open issue on which Sumit is working, and
I think it has something to do with Sudhanshu's PR too. Like he might want to have some changes in his PR for this.
okay, so I'll let Sudhanshu review the PR then.
Yeah.
So next up, we have a call for volunteers from Avi. Okay, yeah, so this was a PR which was raised by Rishika on adding margins to service mesh interface page in meshery.io website. So she has made a PR previously, but she didn't completed the feedback. So anyone would like to take up her changes and start with a fresh PR, or you can help on this PR also. I'll share the PR link in chat. So if anyone wants to continue this work, do signal on the PR or in the Zoom chat. So we are almost done with items for today. So Lee, is there anything that we need to discuss?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't start just because I will no doubt make us go over time. There's a number of things to chat through, but
yeah,
nothing. So yeah.
So yep. Yeah, we are ending 4 minutes early today. So,
just a quick call that the issue that it's mentioned in this SMP spec.io, yeah, that I fixed that like now, like, so that's done.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, you can close this PR then.
The SMP one, the one in yeah, that I already closed it. Yeah, that is done.
Yeah, this one. Okay, that's great then.
I guess maybe one final thing or another thing to ask is that for those that are on the call, does everybody have something that they're working on, or does everybody, or everyone that wants to be working on something? Is anyone looking for what to do next?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Okay, so it's more like just a small update, like about the generation of the doc for the API on RedLossy. So I added on my PR, it was missing a config file, so I just added it. So Lee was mentioning about if it was possible to do templating with RedLossy, but from the research that I have done, I haven't found anything allowing us to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, Thibaut, was that with respect to the potential templating, or was that with respect to styling?
No. Templating. For the styling is okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Actually, so Sonali just chimed in that she's working on an item or two, but is looking for what's next. And actually, Sonali, who's on the call, she had worked on, and her and Vivek had recently worked on enhancements to the current set of REST API docs. And so as we look at potentially using Redocly, it's a very timely discussion to have. If I guess we are going to go over time because I'm going to share my screen for a moment and take a quick look at, Redocly's capabilities. So let's see, because I want to make sure, Thibaut, that I was pointing out that I'm speaking to the same thing that you're looking at, which is, the templating, right? So if we go into Redocly's docs, I get a little confused as to what's what in here. I think some of their docs are out of date, or I know that their docs are out of date. But one of the things that it seemed like was possible was this ability to template like different variables, such that when we go to build the docs, it would Redocly, the CLI would dynamically insert some values, and in the these were annotated by, I think, like 2 sets of curly braces, if my memory serves.
Okay, if that's the case, I can again go back on the documentation page and start and again look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought I wanted to try to point you to it, but now I'm having a. Yeah, there was. Yep. I probably won't find it, but in the. Man, I was going to say in the current HTML, or like the did you end up creating a config file for Redocly?
Yeah. I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see real fast. Because within there, I'm just going to pull up a different example. Zoom getting in my way. So I think we've got, here we go. Just a different example of another project that we have where we just started to incorporate Redocly, and this is what I'm trying to articulate. So there is this, I don't know what HBS stands for, I forget. Handlebars, I think. Maybe templating with handlebars. And maybe I've got this confused as to what handlebars is able to create, but it looks like it's 3 curly braces. And so to my knowledge, they're like somewhere between, I guess if you dig into the docs a little bit more around handlebars as your keyword, I think you'll run into the same thing that I was seeing. And I was just trying to basically, this was just a test of mine some time ago. I was just trying to add in a new variable for, version number. And I was trying to supply that as part of the Redocly CLI, as part of the arguments. And it just, I was doing it wrong, I suppose, probably. Or Redocly doesn't really do it. It says it does. So, but I hope that helps in terms of.
So I will just check it again. I will just dig more.
Oh, nice. Okay. And so Sonali, that's Thibaut, who's on the call, who's just speaking. He's got an open PR on potentially using Redocly as the generator for, in replacing Swagger potentially. So that's definitely something, given your recent focus, there's definitely something to assess and provide some feedback on. We're trying to figure out if it's the right path to go. So nice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool then. So thank you all for joining today's website meeting. We'll meet you next week, same time, same place. Make sure to subscribe Layer 5's community calendar. to join rest of the Layer 5 meetings. Bye all. We'll meet you next week.
Bye all.
Thanks, Gaurav.
Bye.